Hey guys, my name is Kenny. So what is a bullet journal? A bullet journal is a way to keep track of everything going on in your life. It's supposed to minimize distractions while maximizing productivity. There's already a ton of videos showing different layouts for bullet journals, and some of them look really complicated. I wanted a layout that was simple yet effective. I will show you my entire layout that's working for me. First off, if you're new here, consider subscribing. I would definitely appreciate it. Now let's get into it.
What's cool about a bullet journal is that every page is blank. You get to decide exactly what you want to put into it. This gives you space to experiment with different setups and layouts to find what works for you. Here is my current setup. It's now February, which means I need to write out my layout for this month. I start by making my daily habit tracker for the entire month. This usually fills up the entire page. On the next page, I make another daily habit tracker, but this one is a more simplified one that tracks one whole week instead of the entire month. I can look back at this layout to see my progress for the week. I can then look back at the bigger habit tracker to see everything that I've kept up with for the entire month. These are some of the ways I keep myself motivated. I may get rid of one of these since they're basically the same, but I like having both as of right now. On the third page, I write down my goals for the month. Once it's the end of the month, I can see if I reached all of my goals or if I have to reevaluate some of them and move them to the next month. These short-term goals are basically stepping stones to my long-term goals, which I will be adding toward the end of the video. Below my goals for the month is my what to look forward to section. I write down everything I'm currently looking forward to. As of right now, I have a wedding in April, a cruise in May, and another vacation in July. Doing this keeps me motivated and excited, and that's exactly what I need to push through each day. The fourth page consists of my weekly tracker. I write down the major things that I need to get done for the week. This includes very broad tasks, such as upload bullet journal video, which I have to do for this week. This section does not include all the steps I need to do to complete this video. All those steps go into my next section of my journal, which is my daily tasks, and that starts on the fifth page. For my daily tasks, I do things a little differently. I first write them out using this notes app called Notion. A lot of my daily tasks include specific things I need to do within video editing, such as adding music or color correcting. By using Notion, I can quickly add or delete tasks. If there's something that I didn't complete, I simply drag it to the next day. To do that in a journal, I would have to constantly cross out and write tasks, and it would look messy. To avoid having a messy page, I only write down the tasks that I completed for that day, instead of all the tasks I should have gotten done. This method has been working for me so far. A full week of daily tasks usually takes up one whole page. An entire month's work usually takes up about 8 pages. Once the month ends, I start over with another 8 pages for the following month. Since this journal has around 120 pages, I'm treating this as a yearly bullet journal. When January comes around, I will buy another journal and start over for that year, while also keeping this one to look back on. The last thing I do as part of my layout is to go to the back of the journal and write down my goals for the year. By the time I use up all the pages by the end of the year, I will eventually run into this section, where I will then be able to see if I actually reached any or all of my goals. What's cool about this is that when I first write down my goals at the beginning of the year, it seems like there's a long journey ahead of me to reach them, and all the blank pages in between show how long the journey is going to be. But once the end of the year comes around, all the pages will be filled, which shows all the little steps I've taken to reach this point. I will then reevaluate all my goals and make new ones for the following year. I also have a small section for my long-term goals, which I see as being 5 to 10 years from now.
One more thing. Some people take the time to write about their weekly thoughts and feelings. Maybe that's something that would benefit some of you, but as of right now, that's not something that I'm doing. To me, it would overcomplicate things. I have never been a big writer, So doing that would make the bullet journal feel like work, which is something I don't want to happen. I want to keep my bullet journal as a source of motivation, and my current setup is what's working for me at the moment. If you guys are trying to use a bullet journal for the first time, then you should really take the time to find what setup or layout works for you. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Like this video if I helped you out, and subscribe for more videos just like this.